But we also do have Efiye Bribena, who is the Vice President, Ijaw Professionals Association in Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning. Well, taking a look at this activity of the military in the region, well, does this, first of all, what's your impression or your perspective about this particular activity, especially now that there's supposed to be some sort of dialogue to restore peace in the area?
Well, for me, it is all wrong.
Which the operations or the
operations? The discordant tones of the military is unacceptable. We are in a society where we ought to have respect for the law, and a situation where people are arrested and not tried. That is, there is no due process. It's not acceptable. We cannot, as a society, develop under this kind of conditions. If people commit crimes, there are proper ways through which you can apprehend them, bring them to trial, and then let justice take its course. A situation where secondary school students are arrested and they are put under detention for whatever reason is not acceptable. We've seen this happen all over the place. OD was invaded. Entire community was destroyed. And the truth of the matter is that the so-called criminals that perpetrated that crime in OD were not even in the community when the community was destroyed. Okorenkoko was destroyed. There's even a lawsuit, there's a judgment against the federal government for the destruction of lives and property in Okorenkoko. Ayakuruma was destroyed for same reasons. Innocent people were killed, and they are starting all over again to, carry out some bogus operation. Yes, we granted there are criminal activities in the Niger Delta, but we think that there are proper ways that they can deal with these criminals.
If I could follow up on that, there's a school of thought that says that the criminal elements in the Niger Delta brought this upon themselves, having hijacked the agitation from the peaceful ones. Do you subscribe to that?
No, I don't. I don't.
Why not?
The issues are clear. There has been a clear case of criminal neglect in the Niger Delta in the past 56 years. There is a clear case of total destruction of the environment and the means of livelihood of the people. And there is a genuine cause for the people to agitate. Now, the militants that are catching on this agitation as far as I'm concerned, the present government is the one that they are the ones that are responsible for the current crisis in the Niger Delta.
How?
Because of the policy decisions that, for instance, the closure of the Niger Delta or the Maritime University, or the perceived hounding of people of Ijaw extraction, which the militants are latching on to also agitate. There are genuine reasons for agitations. And the militants, because the question is this, the pipeline vandals and the militant groups have their camps, and the security agents know where these camps are.
But
if they have issues with them, why can't they deal with them?
But do you think that it's justifiable to destroy such installations if they perceive that they are being hounded, or because the school has been shot?
No. You see, until the people of the Niger Delta have a sense of ownership of the oil assets, this crisis will continue.
How will they get that sense of ownership?
It is by government taking the right decisions to restructure. And when I mean restructure, I mean restructuring the different aspects, restructuring fiscal federalism, restructuring political or politically, so that the people will have a sense of self-determination.
So this is a sense of ownership, not sense of belonging.
Yes, you see, what I'm talking about is this. You have a situation where the people don't feel as if the oil assets belong to them. They don't.
So they
and if you so they don't own it. So if they don't own it, why should they care?
Okay, so
to protect those oil assets.
So if they don't own it,
yes,
they should sit back and allow some individuals to destroy the assets, and then that will continue to add to the continuous degradation of the environment. Is that what the situation should be?
Look, you see, talking about degradation of the environment, who is more responsible for that? The oil companies, because if you operate in a responsible environment, you will protect your assets. And part of protecting that asset is when the people, the environment, the communities in which you operate have that sense of ownership.
So ask the question again.
Yes.
So because the oil companies are not responsible, the federal government or the government has been negligent of the environment and what's going on in the Niger Delta.
Yes.
Should the Niger Delta destroy those pipelines or whatever installations there and continue to add to the degradation of the environment?
Nobody is saying that the people should destroy the assets. No, that's not what I said. What I've said is this: the people that can protect the assets don't have that. That is, they don't have that sense of ownership.
Okay,
just protect the assets. That's what I said. I didn't say that.
All right, just give us a minute. We'll be back in a moment.
Yeah.
See, we've gone through this road before. We tried this military approach. It didn't help us. And so, late Yaradua, means so rest in peace, came up with the brilliant idea of amnesty, which worked for us. But somehow, in the implementation, I figured that government relaxed. They didn't take it serious. And so these guys started building up arms, and nobody was monitoring that. And now we have this on us again. So I believe that it's not something that military option will deal with. We need to engage them once more.
Today, over 60% of the pollution in the Niger Delta is third-party breaks. It's criminal. And this is not being done by people coming from the outside. This is being done by people doing this to themselves. And this is not a short-term wound. This is a very deep, deep wound, because when you open up oil into your environment, it is decades to get that back. So it's not just a question of what you do to the economy in the short term. If the economy fixes itself in the diversification, what have you done to your land? And I think young people really need to understand, please come back to the table and dialogue. Because the alternative that you've chosen is the wrong path. It's the wrong path for you. It's the wrong path for your future. It's the wrong path for your environment. And I believe that that's what we're saying. We have to dialogue. And I know that